Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're trying to figure out what comes next for RC power. You know, that age-old problem. Do you go for the raw power of LiPo or the sort of safety net you get with LiFe 4?
Exactly. It's been the big trade-off for years. But the interesting thing is, the breakthrough isn't really coming from inside the RC world.
Oh, where's it coming from then?
It's all driven by the massive investment, billions, really, going into electric cars, the EV industry. So we're going to look at the two big contenders that are emerging from that, solid-state batteries, SSBs, and lithium-sulfur, or LiS.
Okay, good. Let's give everyone a clear roadmap for what to expect.
That's the plan. And maybe temper expectations a little. It's not all happening tomorrow.
Right, let's jump in. Solid-state batteries, SSBs. Everyone seems to be talking about these. What's the core idea? What makes them safer and potentially higher performance?
Well, the basic idea is pretty simple, actually. You take the liquid inside a normal battery, the electrolyte, which is flammable.
Yeah, that's the risky part.
Right. And you replace it with a solid material, something non-flammable.
Yeah.
That change pretty much kills the risk of those dramatic fires. Studies show faulty ones generate way less heat, maybe only like 20–30% compared to conventional ones.
Okay, so safety is a huge plus. What about performance?
So that's stability. That's the key. It lets engineers potentially use a pure lithium metal anode, and that could seriously boost energy density. We're talking going from LiPos, maybe 150, 200 watt-hours per kilogram, up to a projected 350, maybe even 500 weight GH for EVs.
Whoa, 500. So for RC folks, that means what, longer run times?
Exactly. Significantly longer run times. Or you could use a much lighter battery for the same kind of power output you get now.
That sounds amazing. Almost like the perfect battery. So what's the catch? There's got to be a catch, especially for high-drain RC cars, right?
There is, and it's a big one. The C rating, power density.
Ah, the punch.
Precisely. Moving ions, the electrical charge through a solid material is just, well, slower than through a liquid. It's physics. Think about it. Good LiPo packs today. They hit 100, maybe 140 C bursts.
Yeah, essential for racing or bashing.
But these early semi-solid batteries you see popping up, they manage maybe 510 C.
Only 510C.
Yep. And even the advanced prototypes for cars are only reaching around 4C right now.
It's nowhere near enough for, say, 18-scale buggy.
Not even close. It's a massive gap. No solid-state battery available at RC scale today delivers that instant power the performance market needs. It's just not there yet.
Okay, so it's a fundamental hurdle, not just needing refinement. They need a breakthrough in ion mobility through solids. When do we think that might happen? When could we actually use these?
Well, we're basically waiting on the car industry to solve it.
Okay.
RC will benefit later. You see companies like Toyota aiming for commercial SSB production around 2027, 2028.
Okay.
But mass production, that's probably closer to 2030. So for RC, you're likely looking at several years after they become common in cars.
Several years after 2030, maybe. So definitely not next year's race season.
Definitely not.
Where will they show up first in RC then, if not racing?
Good question. Think about where C rating isn't the absolute king. Rock crawlers, trail trucks.
Where runtime and safety are more important than massive punch.
Exactly. Those segments will likely see the first viable SSBs, longer runtime, safer packs that's appealing there. And, you know, this could also lead to some really interesting new vehicle designs if you're not stuck with the current brick shape of batteries.
Oh, interesting. Designers could get more creative with chassis layout.
Potentially, yeah.
Okay, so SSB is the main event, but you mentioned a dark horse. Lithium sulfur, LiS, what's its angle?
Lithium sulfur's big promise is weight, or rather lack of it. It uses lithium and sulfur, two of the lightest elements you can really use in a battery. The potential energy density there is maybe 400 to 600 watt-hours per kilogram, theoretically even higher.
600. That's even better than SSB's projection.
On paper, yes. Imagine a battery with the same capacity as your current LiPo, but weighing half as much.
Half the weight, that would change everything. Handling, acceleration, suspension tuning.
Absolutely. Every aspect of dynamics.
So why aren't we all using LiS packs already? What's held it back?
Historically, two big things. Really poor cycle life, meaning they died quickly, and low C ratings too. There was this issue called the polysulfide shuttle, basically. The battery chemistry kind of eats itself over time, degrades fast.
Okay, sounds like a showstopper.
It was for a long time. But there's new research, some really clever stuff using materials like specialized graphene structures.
Graphene again?
Yeah, it pops up everywhere. But here it seems to help trap those runaway polysulfides and also improve conductivity, which helps the C rating. If these new approaches work out commercially, LiS adds a third dimension to the battery equation: power, safety, and weight.
So putting it all together, what's a likely timeline look like for RC users?
Okay, crystal ball time, midterm, let's say the next 3 to 8 years. You'll probably see early SSBs in those niche crawler trail markets, maybe 30C, 30C tops. LiS might also start appearing, perhaps first in things like long-range drones where weight is critical.
Okay, midterm is niche adoption. What about the long game?
Long term, maybe 8 years plus. That's when I think we see the real shift. The EV industry will crack the C rating nut for SSBs. It has to. Once they do that, SSBs become the clear winner. Safer, energy-dense, and powerful. Costs will come down with mass production.
And then they sweep across all RC segments.
That's my bet. High C rating SSBs will eventually replace LiPos across the board.
So for listeners right now, what should they actually be looking out for? What's the key signal?
Don't just get hypnotized by energy density numbers, the watt hours per kilogram. Watch the C rating, the discharge rate. Look for news from the big battery developers, Factorial, QuantumScape, Toyota, Samsung SDI, mentioning scalable cells hitting 50C or ideally 100C. That's the trigger for performance RC.
Got it. C rating is king for performance, and keep an eye on those early adopter markets.
Definitely. Watch the crawler, trail truck, and maybe the long-range FPV drone scenes. When you start seeing semi-solid batteries reviewed positively there, in the real world, not just marketing hype, you'll know the tech is maturing.
Okay, so wrapping this up. It feels like solid state is definitely the destination for that blend of power and safety we all want in RC.
I think so, yes.
Yeah.
Unequivocally the future.
But it's not happening tomorrow. It's a path, and it's really being caved by the automotive guys, not the hobby industry directly.
That's the reality. We're riding their coattails, so to speak.
So the takeaway isn't just about safer, longer-lasting batteries eventually, but maybe, just maybe, completely new kinds of RC vehicles thanks to freeing up battery shapes. That's kind of exciting to think about.
It really is. Imagine designing a chassis without having to fit that standard battery brick inside. It could be wild.